Excuse me. All right, I'm going to go ahead and call the meeting for January 9th, 2019 to order. We'll start with the Pledge of Allegiance, please.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Just for the record, because Brenda's not here, we called the meeting together called the meeting at 7:02 is when we started. And I'm going to start with, would anybody like to do an invocation? Roll call, Brenda Abt is not here. Jerry Harris?
Here.
Robert Rodriguez here. Alan Smith?
Here.
Bill Starnes?
Here.
And Steve Rhodes?
Here.
Thank you. And I put, you can see under D, I put additions to monthly agenda. I was looking over other fire departments, and I noticed they do that just in case we ever miss anything or we want to bring anything up, we can bring it up before we get into our meeting. So my first order of business is everybody, I presume, got the email from Brenda on the approval of December 12, 2018 meeting.
Yeah.
And if we don't have any changes, I will entertain a motion to approve it.
Make a motion to approve.
Second. Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
Thank you very much. I'm going to turn it over to Bill Starn with the financial report.
Okay. Income, we received a deposit of $11,000, interest of 30 cents. We had some checks written out totaling $3,957.90. Our ending checking balance is $8,187.75. We got $26.71 in interest. And our money market is $216,477.43, and probably tomorrow I'll go and deposit another $7,000, transfer $7,000 over to our checking account. And I'd like to have a motion to pay the bills.
Move to pay the bills.
I'll second. All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. And I will turn it over to Jerry with the communication report.
Right, post-approved documents, meeting videos, minutes, blotter calls, treasurer's reports, and chief's reports. Scan the website, including emails for viruses deleted that were present. According to the virus scanner for our website, there were no apparent viruses in all district email accounts and none on the website. However, my personal Yahoo email account that my email from the district gets forwarded to did determined that there was a phishing email, and I notified all of you about that. Supposedly it was coming from American Express, and as far as I know, we do not have any kind of an American Express.
What kind of stuff do they ask you on those phishing? What do they ask you?
Oh, they wanted you to verify information, so they were searching for personal information.
I got that email here also on my chief's.
Right.
So thank you.
All right, proposed change, not at this time. However, I am in the process of reviewing all pages for known accessibility issues, and I'll make corrections for any that I get. And this is in relationship to a training or something that SDAO is going to have, and website accessibility is one of the issues that we should all be addressing. Request for suggestions. If anybody has any suggestions for improving the website, please let me know. Communications with agencies, received texts of Fire Department 911 dispatches, received email newsletters from SDAO. One in particular is SDAO Legislative Day, January 18th in Salem. And the event is free for SDAO members and provides updates on relevant legislation. And I would like to suggest that we have some people from the board, chief, at least one board member, anybody who would be able to go to that. I think it would be worthwhile. Receive notices from DFPA, just in general for the public to know and all of us. Vouchers can be purchased from the Keep Oregon Green Association for Smoky Bear license plates. They need to get a certain number of these vouchers in order for the license plates to actually get produced. Communications with fire department, up the list of November blotter calls and report received from the chief. Communication with community, post public notice for the January board meeting on the website and at the fire station. Communications equipment, updated software on the district computer. Any questions?
Times, January 18th, you recall what time the,
I believe it's from, let's see, I think it's from 9 to 3.
And where?
Salem. Let me see if I brought that. I may have that with me here. Let me see.
I'll be there, but I'll be busy.
You be in Salem?
Yeah, my daughter graduates from the academy.
Oh,
That's right.
hold on, at what time, Bill?
it's actually,
It's about 8 o'clock in the morning on.
this is from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. at the Salem Convention Center.
I might be in Salem that day too. We'll see.
So one of the important things they'll be talking about is public records requirements and public records advisory committee. They'll have an election recap, governor's budget priorities, House Senate legislative caucus priorities, and first update. So if anybody from here is going to be able to go, is it possible, Steve, for us to use the
Absolutely.
command truck? Is that something you would be interested in attending?
Yeah, I'll have to check on that one. That's 9 days, right? The 18th?
January 18th.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We got a bunch
I
of
believe it's a
dates.
Friday.
Yeah, that's good. That's a good day.
It's a Friday.
10
Yeah.
to 3. I'm gonna have to check on that one.
Can you get a hold of Alan if you do?
Yeah.
So that way you guys can maybe go together, unless Alan's already gonna be there.
No, I'll be up there. I gotta see my parents up there.
Okay.
So I'll already be here.
Okay, great, that worked out great.
So Steve and Alan are considering?
Yeah, I'll have to
Nail
check on
it
that
down
too.
here.
Okay.
Great.
We'll see.
Perfect.
Let's see.
You all done, Jerry? I'm sorry.
I'm done, thank you.
Okay, thank you. Fire chief's report, please.
December 2018, we had 14 calls, all 12 medical and 1 MBA, and one, that's actually a hazard call. But, the hazardous call was that day that the windstorm hit, we had wires down. It was kind of interesting in that there was only one way out of Lookingglass for a while. Harvard was blocked, Strickland Canyon was blocked, Lookingglass Road was blocked. The only way out was going out towards Melrose, and then when you got to Melrose was blocked the bridge too. So it just kind of maybe a little precursor of the big earthquake someday. And all that was a little bit of wind coming through. Our training for the month included more vehicle operations and outfitting. We've done some initial classes for our wildland certifications and a medical class and task positions. We again sponsored the family during Christmas. Thank you for the donations for people who did. We got some cash donations and appreciate. We got some things from Director Harris also, and that went over okay. Right. Yeah. They definitely need things, so it went out really good. Explorers participate in all our training. We recharted the Explorer post with Boy Scouts of America. I think they're called Scouting USA possibly, because they're taking girls and females also now. So we have 5 registered explorers at this time. I've got a couple others that are kind of pending, so we'll see what happens. The association covered the cost of the explorers and the 4 leaders. Let's see. The leaders, one thing about that too is our leaders, we have to go through a training with the Boy Scouts on regarding sexual harassment, how to conduct yourselves around minors and that kind of stuff. The policy is with that is there's no one-on-one at all. So, for example, if I email an Explorer, I'm supposed to have an email, a CC to somebody else on one of our leaders or something else. So we never have one-on-one. We don't have one-on-one down here at the station by ourselves, and anybody under 18. So it's one of the better classes around. It's free if anybody ever wants to take good training. We continue outfitting the vehicles. Robert came out and we showed him a couple of things we've been doing. Mounted new scene lights and traffic safety equipment on 1070. The vehicles all been renumbered, so our first out units are all zeros now, like 1070, 80, 90, 30, and 60. It just makes it easier on us to figure out what we're responding with. Advanced cleaning of reserve PPE. We've got a lot of reserve PPE up there that was donated to us and stuff in the past for training. So I started cleaning that, and we're going to go through it surplus, or maybe redonate it, or dispose of stuff that's not usable anymore. But we'll talk to you guys about that before we do that. Continuing annual preventive maintenance on our vehicles, and there weren't any repair and maintenance issues this month, which was good. We put a new quarter tank as part of the BFA grant on 1061, the old tender, and so it doesn't leak anymore, so that's good. The PPE turnout order was shipped from the factory December 20th. Was due to be coming in any day now. That was the last thing coming in our BFA grant. I amended a list of Oregon Department of Forestry for that grant, and they approved it. Basically what's happened is we saved money on a lot of stuff right off the bat. There's a big sale on the thermal camera and a couple other things. So that enabled us to get one additional set of PPE, some more of the newer style flash hoods. They have a different fabric in them now that protect you more. Another pair of wildland PPE pants, and we're also, at the end I had a little bit more money left, so we had a $240 repair on an SCBA mask this year that I was able to put on the grant also, so we'll get reimbursed for that. So all the invoices receipts are due January 15th, and all the materials, supporting material stuff's in it. I'm assembling it right now. I'll ship it off. As far as the, I know you're going to talk about old business about security cameras. So we had a sample in here was a local person other than our initial bidder, NextCom, and that was an interesting camera, but it's more set up for like a home or a personal use. He doesn't do the electric. The way these work is they're wireless, but you have to have power at the corner of each building to run the camera. So it ended up probably being as much or more. And he doesn't do the electrical or anything like that. So it was nice. It was an interesting sample. I'm kind of considering it possibly for my home, but I don't think that would work out here. There's one additional viable vendor here in Roseburg that we have just been, I call him, he calls me, I call him, and he hasn't been out here yet. I'm planning on giving him about another week to get out here, and if he doesn't make it, then to get more bids, I'm gonna have to go out of Roseburg to Medford or Eugene or something. But I think it should do that anyway, at least just get a price on how it is. The initial bid we got, that we have the grant approved for that total, that's a complete, they do a complete job from start to finish. So I think that's the way to go. That's the way I want to go. I don't want to be piecemeal in everyone. So it won't be at this meeting. Hopefully it'll be next. We have time to deal with it, so it's okay. In fact, SDO has made the offer that they'll actually front money instead of reimbursing us, so I'm thinking about doing that too. So that's the thing that's installed. The ISO PPC change took effect January 1st, 2019. I had some information from different residents of our area about results as far as premiums. A couple of insurance companies said they were not going to change at all, no matter what. One of them, we had a report that they saved $140 on their policy on the liability portion. I heard one that got $400 less on their policy. I have a done it yet myself, I gotta go do this.
Mine, I checked it in with mine, I sent the paperwork, you know, you sent me, and she said it's cheaper for me to leave it like it is than go through it and change it, so.
Why is that?
Mine came through automatic.
Yeah, it just, she just said that's the way it is, so.
I'll be done.
I got $140 off mine.
Huh,
So I don't know,
did you check it?
there's some, you know, the insurance market's taking some severe hits, and I think even no change is probably a good thing. I don't know. I don't know what's gonna happen. I'm gonna, I gotta put it in mind and see what they have to say about this stuff. The SDA insurance invoice actually showed up today, and it's due March 1st, so we'll be able to deal with that at the February meeting. That's the last big bill we have of the year. That's the total liability insurance, which is like $7,175. It got sent to one of our previous board directors also, so I'm going to, it's kind of interesting because the last 2 years it hasn't been, then it, for some reason they sent it to the wrong email this year, so I guess I've already sent them an email about that this evening. The State Homeland Security Grant, we talked a little bit about grants last month. Wayne Stinson has to be in charge of that one. He has 8 projects that he decided were a higher priority than ours. However, there's a brand new one, and the information on it just came out. That's the one that the legislature funded, and it's funded by bonded money. And that looks like it's right up our alley for rural departments as far as power, emergency power and stuff. So I have the information for it, and we have the specific stuff they need. Just came out today, so I'll be submitting for that for emergency power for the station. And they're looking more towards a mobile type of generation or something, so we can use it in the community-wide, not just here if we had to.
Any idea what kind of wattage you're looking at, or?
They have 3 of them to choose from, going from 30 kW to, they're all diesel powered trailer mounted generators like the Whisper Quiets. One of them's 100 kW, I don't think we need that. But I want to get a vendor out here. First of all, they're going to have to do some kind of thing for switching, so we'll be able to plug into it. And also, to determine what the load is that we're going to need. So, I'm going to work with them. It's another deal with contractors. I talked to one the other day who advertises on the radio that they do emergency power, and the guy just gave me a runaround and doesn't want to come out and give us an estimate. You know, I told him we're a volunteer fire department, and grants. He goes, oh no, this grant thing is crazy. I said, well, what's going to happen probably is we're going to buy it and get reimbursed. You're not going to suffer any problems. But whatever, right? I get discouraged with that.
Is that clear?
Yeah. It's kind of funny because
yeah.
they specifically advertise for that, right?
Yeah.
So the contract with Patricia Nelson, I think we're going to review that here. Is that on the business tonight?
I didn't.
Okay. We can, well.
Here's,
So what I asked her to do, Jerry gave me a comment back that there weren't dates, and I believe she has,
I put January 9th across the top and in the back of the signing, and I put, that's like 3 copies.
oh, okay, it's copies for everybody.
Well,
And then it has,
last page has,
okay, it has signatures for each member of our board if you want to. Did you guys get a chance to look at it? So that's the current one with the right dates and everything?
the only difference,
I didn't get told the date.
This is what she brought tonight. That looks like that. Oh, did you make one for the board?
I did make one for everybody.
Okay.
So there's one copy we need with all the signatures?
Well, there's 3 copies that I made. The changes that I made to it, I emailed you guys all a copy, but the changes that I made was I actually put January 9th in the top and then on the signing. And then I added individual lines for each one of your guys' signatures. Instead of just a
Do we have to
plain.
sign each, everybody's
So
sign?
just one, you probably just need 1 or 2,
Just
right?
one. You just need one, because I'll keep a copy. You
Okay.
guys can keep the original.
So did you guys get to review it? Were there other problems?
Yep, I didn't see any.
3 or 4 times in there, there's a general out that says anybody wants to stop anytime. get out, you can get out, right? You or us.
Yes, and then there's, specifically, I made sure that there's a point in there that you guys do not pay taxes, you do not pay, and there's a section in there that says you are not paying taxes, payroll taxes, anything on my behalf because it's an independent contract. That was the other biggie. And the confidentiality, which is already there because you're a volunteer fireman anyway. You have personal things that go on when you help assist somebody, it doesn't go out to the community. You know, I saved so-and-so last night, so-and-so, whatever,
Yeah.
general confidentiality, since you're actually gonna be around people's personal information.
Anyway, I don't know if you guys need to take time to review that, or if you guys
That
want to
was
sign
very
it,
well
want to
done.
approve it. Okay. So, so we want to do that within this. or-
Robert?
Yeah,
Who do you think should keep copies? Did you wanna?
I'll put a copy in mine, you bet, and we obviously keep one in the file.
Right, and we have one on the,
Yeah.
he
So
said it's all
there's-
one,
She's
so.
gonna have.
is there one going around that we're all signing?
I'll start with mine.
All right.
I'll get a pen.
Yeah, you're right. All right.
You wanna keep that?
And I can make,
I
I
got it.
can go make me a copy of the
You
original.
guys should done.
But we are missing a board member that's on there.
Yeah.
Yeah, as long as we have.
We have a
four,
quorum,
okay.
we still have a quorum, we're okay.
And we can just put not out. Well, what you guys,
Steve, excuse me, did you want a copy also for your records?
yeah, I'll have, we can make one once there. While you guys are doing that, I finished up. The new state fire report system transition, we completed that, it's in use now. It's a little more detailed, we're gonna get a lot, we actually were able to transfer over all last year's calls into that system. However, the new system has the vehicles, their ID numbers, what vehicles on what call, they have the certifications and everything, all the people, so it's a little bit more in-depth process. The reports are actually a little bit longer, so I'm glad Tricia's gonna be here. And, but at the end of the year, you'll be able to pull out, like, for example, the Horse Prairie Fire last year, you'd be able to put that in, pull out the information of who's on the call, how long they were on the call, what unit was on the call, all that kind of stuff. It's just, you gotta put more data to get it to start, but it's gonna be a much better reporting process. And the state did that because of last year's fires, trying to account for all the monies that they're expending. So since the bills treasury reports come in, we receive more taxes, and we have about 90% of our current year revenues are in.
I'll take them home tonight, get them in the bank.
Received a letter from the Secretary of State. This year they reviewed our in lieu of audit and said that they're pleased to report they did not find any errors or deficiencies. And the only other thing they said is next year they want us to, there's a new format. It's online, fill it out there so you don't have to mail anything. I know you guys have it too. I just got that. Something I didn't have on our Chiefs Mill ad, we'll pass up. I believe Rich Chitwood forwarded you guys a thing about the state budget meeting coming up. I usually go to those. It's January 31st. I got 3 or 4 things planned that day already, but I'm going to try to move them around. Cascade is supposed to come up and flow test our SCBA's that day. But it's a good meeting to go to. It's the first time it's been in Roseburg. Usually it's in Grants Pass or Salem or Coos Bay or somewhere else. It's real good training. All the materials are in that email that came with that it's a total training class on the budget, so if you don't go to class, you could just look at the stuff. It's all there, all the materials you would use.
Is it a daytime meeting?
Yeah, and it's a Thursday,
Robert,
which is
with regard to that class, I would like to suggest that we have at least one board member and at least one community member of our budget committee attend that, if at all possible.
it's a Thursday during the day, I know, and
I work Thursdays. I'd love to go if I was looking for Friday, that's why I looked. So is there anybody from the board?
I'll try to go to that.
Okay.
Well, here's a question. You said all the stuff comes with there, so you can.
right, all the PowerPoints and everything else.
I already
are with that
downloaded it.
email.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
you
can,
put it
I
on
can
there.
send that to you if you want.
That would, yeah, I'd like
Yeah.
to see that.
We're starting another semester at Locust High School, and that'll be a school day, right? Maybe I can put in the water that day or something. Anyway, that's coming up, that's a good class. We just got that yesterday.
Who would then contact our community budget committee members to see if any of them would be willing to attend?
I can do it, I mean, yeah, I just gotta, you wanna do it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I know.
Okay.
Most of them.
Well, Vaughn's retired now.
Yeah, we're gonna need it.
Vaughn's retired
So
now.
anyway, maybe
Yeah.
we should find a new one and send them to this class. Maybe the department can provide a lunch or something, because they don't, the state doesn't provide.
That's
anything
right.
back in here, too.
That's fine, I don't see why we can't.
They do give you time to go eat though. The last thing I forgot to put on here was Amazon.com sent me an email because someone has the Smiles program. I don't know if you guys know about that. It's sort of like Fred Meyer's charity thing, every percent of every purchase. So I'm already involved in that with my daughter's band program at Rosewood High School. However, someone has identified us as a Amazon Smiles recipient as a nonprofit. However, we need to fill out a form and provide them our banking information so they can deposit funds into our bank and that kind of stuff. So I just want to, I mean, it's going on all over and all these nonprofits are doing it, but I just want to make sure the board, I want to approach them about what you guys think about that.
I think we addressed that at a previous board meeting. I don't know if it was the Smiles program or
That
it was
was
some.
for United Way.
No, it wasn't United Way. It was some other
Wasn't that called?
organization.
I remember it was
I
called
don't
Meetings
recall
Back.
the name of that
okay.
organization, but the
Oh, I
board
remember
had
that.
agreed that we were not going to do anything with that. And from what we understood from the email we had received from that program, they said if we did not follow through on it, then the money would be returned to the person who had donated the money.
So I know it's a reputable thing across the country. I mean, we're doing it right now through Roseburg High School, but they do want your, what's the number for your,
Tax ID.
well, not that, but they want the.
Nonprofit number?
A routing
The
number.
routing
Yeah,
number. So that they can-
Yeah, that's where I'm a little leery about
Yeah.
it, because there's so many scams. There's emails that look like they're coming from Amazon or Google or Microsoft or whoever, but they're really scams.
And that's just, I got that email and I just, in fact, it's in there.
I would be leery of
All
it.
right. Okay, so I just brought it up and I did, so that's that.
Because the other place gave us an amount, it was,
Like $25.
yeah, it wasn't
Yeah.
much, so. I mean, I'm not all for, I mean, I don't want to leave money on the table, obviously, but on the other term, I don't want to give a routing number and then we find out one day we're in trouble.
But I think in our discussion, our feeling was if somebody locally wanted to give a donation, they would just give it directly to the fire district. Why do they need to go through one of these programs?
The only other thing we could do is if this keep happening, and if we are leaving money on the table, maybe create a third account that is just a deposit account.
Right.
And then we could take that money eventually and just take it out, because there's no money in there until they put it in there. And then we take it out and put it into our bank account.
And I've seen that, when you go to check out at Amazon, you know, you get free Prime shipping if you're a Prime member. But if you don't want it that quick, they give you the option of donating $1 for not taking Prime to buying ebooks, or you can send it to a donation of your choice.
So why don't we look into that? Maybe if you go to the bank to do the thing, what would it cost? And
Yeah.
because there's probably no maintenance, and I can't imagine it's gonna cost just to do an account where if someone wants to donate, if someone says, hey, we wanna
We
do
might have
this.
to open it up, all right, we'll put
Yeah, because there'd be no money in it until
$20
someone
in
put
it or
it in
something
there.
like that,
Yeah, it's usually like $5.
Yeah, well, whatever,
So, yeah.
I'll check on that tomorrow.
Okay, thank you.
What they sent me, I'll send it to you guys. I believe it's legitimate. I have a copy of the letter in our file in there if you guys want to look at it too. But it's sort of like the script programs and stuff. I know it's just an additional fundraising way. And I know one of our volunteers is an employee at Weimar, and Weimar does a donation. They can identify United Way. So that one, he identified that, and all they wanted, they verified that we are tax
Nonprofit.
exempt, and that's all they want. They don't want anything else. They're gonna send a check directly to here quarterly. So that's the way it'll come in, so.
Well, Steve, I would want to know, why was the email sent to you rather than to the board? How did they get your email address to send it to you?
I believe the way it was written is it says that the employee, whoever is doing it, the employee identified us as it, and it came, I'm not sure how, it might have came through the mail. I'll pull a letter and I'll forward it to you guys.
Okay.
Anyway, I just want to bring that up. That's all I got.
Thank you. We already went over number 6 on plus scratching out old business, which is this little bid for security cameras. Because Steve went over that. New business, one of the things I really want to focus on, obviously, is we have Brenda and we have Bill, whose term runs out this year. So Bill, what are the chances of you going again?
That's fine.
Okay, so that I can count on you. I know Brenda said, I don't know, but I remember she said she's doing this to help us out, but she's not sure how long she's gonna be here. So maybe we'll talk to her, but just to put it in the public's ear, is we could be looking for a board member. We're always looking for board members for the budget committee and all that. So that's just, start talking to people in the community in case we do need some help. We don't find ourselves trying to dig ourselves out of a hole.
Question, do we have to go down to the courthouse and, re-register, or?
Is there-
I believe you do.
Yeah.
Did you get a letter? Brenda got a letter here from the elections.
No,
It's in her
yeah.
mailbox. I haven't.
I'll have to go see if I got one in the mailbox.
Yeah. But we can count you in?
Yep,
Okay, good. Thank you.
if I didn't, my wife would kick my butt.
Maybe we should tell her you didn't.
What does Brenda do?
She's a secretary.
I,
Yeah. She does our minutes and.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's gonna be gone for the next week or two, but I think maybe that letter says exactly that, what positions are up this year and what they have to do.
I'll look in my mailbox and see if it's there.
Okay, I just wanted to touch base on that, because, we're always looking for people when it comes to budget time. and things
Well,
like that.
I could check with the old secretary, see if they want it.
If they want to. All right, so I have president report. I pretty much went over everything I wanted. Is there anything from the board? No, we're good, okay. Board member comments, none? Public comments, any?
This is my son Kevin.
How are you?
He's an explorer.
Nice to meet you.
He's not an explorer, he's a
Well, he's not an
firefighter
explorer
right now.
anymore.
Is 18 now?
But he
Don't
was,
insult him.
he was an explorer, but now he's 18. I just thought, he volunteered to drive again because I got into a car wreck on.
Oh, did you?
So-
Yeah, I don't have a car. And so he says, will we take it together? I said, yeah, you can come in and.
Outside.
What's he about?
See how boring it
You
is.
know,
First out being enough.
Let me explain to you about a board in case you ever get onto this, and I learned this from somebody. Because when I got onto the board, it was quite ugly. It was good, and then it went south real quick, and the communication wasn't there, because the communication now is phenomenal, and we work as a great team. But to show the success of a true board is the least amount of participants in the audience. So the more people you have that come to the meetings, the more they don't trust you, basically, because they don't think you're doing what you should be doing. And this is all volunteer.
These meetings last maybe an hour, but I sat here, the first 6 months I was here, and it was 2.5 hours.
Longest meeting we have now is a budget, which it should be.
And I've had the president walk out at that time 3 times, and the secretary walk out twice in 6 months.
Now, it's just, we're all here, and we volunteer our time for the good of the community, and the harder you make things, the harder they become, just to let you know. So if you're ever interested in a board, you live in Lookingglass, and you want to be a secretary, if she doesn't want to do it. All right.
Kevin was one of our first explorers that went on to be a volunteer and is a firefighter one now. Which I mentioned at the Grange meeting last night was Brittany Southworth, which was another one of them. That's our first female explorer that is now a firefighter and just became firefighter one. She just completed her stuff also. And I know a couple of our folks, I talked about this last month, but they've gone up to Sutherland and they're pulling shifts up there and getting tuition and reimbursement to attend UCC. And I know Kevin's is looking to go into the nursing field, and knows what we're gonna get him.
You in high school
Maybe it's
still?
something else.
No,
No,
I
he's-
graduated last year.
he's going.
You work?
I work at a home care place, but
We're trying to
Talk
get
to
him
him.
into, there's some other opportunities around here right now for him, so we're trying to get him into that stuff too, I think. Right?
I don't know.
Any more business we need to take care of? All right, so with that, our next meeting is gonna be February 13th, 2019, and I will entertain a motion to adjourn our meeting.
I make a motion?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Thank you. So, one thing I can tell you, my wife is an RN, and my daughter's an MA who went to school that she puts in March to be a physician's assistant, is a good, oh, you can turn the camera off.
How many copies do we want of this? This is
I'm
the
gonna
original.
have, let's,